for example 1. Example 1 says 3/4 gallon of batter is poured equally into 2 bowls. How many gallons of batter are in each bowl? So it looks to me like the entirety of the batter is 3/4 gallons. So that's the whole thing, and it's poured equally into 2 separate bowls. They want to know how much batter, how many gallons of batter, how many gallons are in each bowl, okay? So, since the whole is being put into 2 equal parts or bowls, this is what we call the partitive model of division. I'm going to write this down, partitive. You should also write this down. So what division expression can we write to match the story? I'm going to tell you that the division expression that most closely matches the story is 3/4, because we have 3/4 of a gallon, right? We want to pour it equally into 2 bowls, so I'm going to say that's dividing by 2. Now notice this is an expression. It's not a division sentence, right? A division sentence would have an equal sign and the quotient, the answer. This division expression simply has the dividend and it has the divisor. Okay, we can also think of this problem as asking 3/4 is 2 groups of what? So let's take a look at how to solve it using an area model. So we have to think about what is the whole? How much batter is being shared? Well, we know it's 3/4 of a gallon. Let's think about what model we could draw. I think I'll just do a nice area model. I'm going to draw a box. Make it nice and big. You should do this on your page too. If I'm drawing it, if I'm writing it down right now, you should be as well. Alright, so 3/4. So I want 4, so I'm going to divide this into 4. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle. That was a little crooked. Let's try again. I'm going to draw a line down the middle. I'm going to split my halves. There we go. Okay, so now I've got 4/4. But I want to express 3/4. So let me grab a highlighter here. I'm going to fill in my 3/4 with blue batter. You know, we can also label very nicely. We can label and show that right here is 3/4. It's 3/4 gallon. The story tells us that the batter is poured equally into 2 bowls. So how can we show this in the model? Well, very simply, let me just grab my thick black marker here. We can just split the 3/4 model right in 2 with a horizontal line. We've done it, haven't we? Now if I go back here, I can show that this is 1/2 of the entire original model, right? So our model shows 3/4 being partitioned. Notice that word partitioned. It's very much like the word partitive. We've partitioned our original model into 2 parts, 2 equal parts. So could we say that our model is really half of 3/4? We could. Yes, and remember what you did with your do now. It's just like that, where dividing by 2 and multiplying by 1/2 are the same. So now that we've split this in half, you can see that the top part of this would be the first bowl, right? So we'll call it bowl 1. And then the bottom part would be bowl 2. There's no batter in these units right here. The batter is just here, right? In fact, we could even color this slightly differently if we wanted to. Divided it by 2. Let me make a different color. So you can see that we now have 8 parts in total, and 3 of those parts is half, right? For half of 3/4 is 3/8. Same goes for bowl number 2, 3/8. We cut them in two. We pour them out equally into bowls. So we've labeled it. We've shown that half of 3/4 is 3/8. What is 3/4 divided by 2? It's 3/8 as well. Now we said we could think of this problem as 3/4 is two groups of what? Is it true that 3/4 is two groups of 3/8? We can use repeated addition and we can say, well, look, each one of these bowls is 3/8. So let me come down here, use blue again, and say 3/8 plus 3/8 is 6/8, isn't it? Because we can add the fractions together as long as the denominators are the same, they're common. So if we have 3/8 and then we add another 3/8, we're going to have 6/8, and 6/8 can be simplified to 3/4. And that's what we started with. We started with 3/4 of a gallon. So 6/8 is the same as 3/4. So 3/4 divided by 2 is equal to 3/8. There are 3/8 gallon in each bowl. And I think it's important that we also notice that 3/4 divided by 2 is the same thing as 3/4 times 1/2, or half of 3/4. Okay, now I want you to do example 2 on your own. It says 3/4 pan of lasagna is shared equally by 6 friends. What fraction of the pan will each friend get?